Hello students and welcome back to our English expressions video series. In this 30th, we've hit the big 3-0. This 30th idiom of the week video, we're going to talk about putting the pedal to the metal. So we're going to talk about cars a little bit, but we're going to talk about other ways we describe in English what it's like to put the pedal to the metal. And we have this man or woman, we're not sure, but we have this person here putting their pedal to the metal, putting their foot on the gas or the accelerator, as we call it in English. So we're going to find out that this is not just about cars, this is also about how do you put the pedal to the metal in life. So we're going to talk about the various uses for this idiom, when do we use it, some examples of it in action, and some similar idioms that also relate to cars and vehicles in English. So my name is Ben with English from A to Z, and let's get started. First of all, what does pedal to the metal mean? I made a bit of an error there. That should be M-E-T-A-L, so apologies there. It's pedal to the metal with the T. Even your teacher here makes mistakes, but apologies, folks. What does pedal to the metal mean? Basically, it means an expression about how to do something with maximum speed, effort, or efficiency, giving it your all, giving it 100%. Again, it can be used metaphorically about work, how you do at work, how you do in business, how you do at school, but is also related, as I mentioned, to pressing down on the gas or accelerator of a vehicle, a car, a truck, a bus, to drive faster. When you put the pedal to the metal, you're pushing your foot down physically. That's the physical example. You're going faster, you're driving faster, but metaphorically, it's about putting maximum effort in, giving 100% with speed, efficiency, effort, and doing the best that you can. Now, when and where do we use this idiom, pedal to the metal? If you want to push yourself with more effort or concentration, pedal to the metal is about giving it your all and giving it your best with whatever you apply yourself to. You may not get there, you may not be victorious, you may not win the award, you may not... it's about giving your best with no expectation of how you'll be received, but it's about putting your best foot forward. We've talked about that one. Pedal to the metal is basically giving it your all, giving it 100%. It could be, again, fitness, working out, exercising, sports, playing any sport, putting the pedal to the metal there. And like I mentioned, at your workplace or in business, that's about pedal to the metal too. So anytime you give it your best, you're really putting the pedal to the metal, right? Studying for an exam, extra hours at the gym, extra practice at your sport, or working on your business outside of your day job. That's all about pedal to the metal. So that's kind of the meaning, when and where to use it. Now let's look at some examples. Sentence examples of pedal to the metal. And again, there's a few different contexts here that I'm going to go over, or use cases. So number one, we have a business context for a pedal to the metal. And I did spell it right here, folks. So I'm not sure what happened in that previous slide, but I appreciate your patience and understanding. But anyway, business context. The sales team put the pedal to the metal in quarter four. Again, there are 4 quarters in any year in business. So the sales team put the pedal to the metal in quarter four to meet their furniture sales goals before the fiscal year ended. All right, so every fiscal year is different depending on the company, but in this case, they're in quarter four. They put the pedal to the metal. They made a bunch of phone calls. They emailed. They sent out offers about some discounts maybe. But basically, they put the pedal to the metal. They gave it their all. They gave it 100%, right up to the finish line, in this case, before the fiscal year ended. So that's just one of possibly hundreds or thousands of examples of how to use pedal to the metal in the business context. Now, with fitness in the gym context, we have this sentence. During the last set of the HIIT workout or HIIT workout, and for those of you who don't know, in English it means high intensity interval training, but that would be a little bit of a mouthful of a sentence. But high intensity interval is like doing things very quickly in spurts. So in this sentence, they're doing a last set, meaning a last exercise or a last run. The trainer shouted, pedal to the metal, and the gym members sprinted like their lives depended on it. So, in these workouts, you're doing, weights in short spurts, or you're jumping, or you're running. So in this case, during the last set, meaning last round or last go, let's just say last part or last round of the workout, the trainer shouted, "Pedal to the metal." And the gym members sprinted like their lives depended on it. So pedal to the metal, going 100%, going as hard as you can. In this case, they're sprinting, and the trainer was encouraging them. So that's how you could use it in fitness. And then in terms of the main context where you use it, in terms of driving or in traveling or everyday context, running late for the concert, she put the pedal to the metal on the highway and drove faster. The GPS said 45 minutes. As some of you may know, GPS Global Positioning System helps people with directions. It said for her that it was going to take her 45 minutes to get to her destination, but in a sentence, she made it in 30 with 0 stops and didn't drive too high over the speed limit. So I don't want to get anybody in trouble. Always observe the speed limit for you all driving in your towns and cities, wherever you are. Observe the speed limit. Don't go too high over it, or don't go over it at all if you can avoid it. But she put the pedal to the metal. She accelerated a bit. She drove faster on the highway, right? She's on the highway. She can drive a little faster. And she was able to kill some time, in the sense that instead of 45 minutes, it took her 30 minutes to get to the concert because she was running late. So she had to drive faster, right? When you're running late for something, you have to work faster or drive faster or be there faster. So you put the pedal to the metal means physically, not metaphorically, but physically putting your foot down on the accelerator and driving faster. So those are our sentence examples. Again, you can use it in business or in work. You can use it in exercise or sports, or you can use it in just real terms, driving or traveling. That's a real term for physically, and it is an idiom, but it is both metaphorical and physical in terms of the actual description of the idiom. Lastly, let's cover some similar idioms to pedal to the metal. All gas, no brakes. You'll hear this sometimes with sports teams nowadays. All gas, no brakes. We're going 100%. We're going hard in practice. We're going to give it our all in the game. In our example, ever since Jonas launched his second side business this year, it's been all gas, no brakes. Man's building an empire on caffeine and charisma. So, some people like to work on businesses. Some people work 60, 70 hours at their job. Some people work on 2 businesses at a time. So when you're doing that, when you're working long hours, when you're launching businesses, when you're giving extra time to your job, you're going all gas, no brakes. You're running on caffeine and adrenaline, and in this case also charisma. So all gas, no brakes means going 100% as well. Number 2, give it full throttle. Like you'll hear this in movies sometimes, in English movies or English speaking movies. Give it full throttle. Give it the full push. In this case, we got 5 minutes left in 2025, and it's time to give it full throttle and finish the year with a bang. So full throttle is like you may not have a lot in the tank, but give it your all. Give it your best. Go for it. Do your best. And when they say full throttle, that's kind of like using the full acceleration. So when you give an engine a full throttle, you're giving it your full acceleration, or you're giving the vehicle or your whatever car or truck you have, you're giving it full throttle. It's also like pedal to the metal, very similar. Number 3, push it to the limit. Neil's been waking up at 6 a.m., boxing, grinding, writing, exercising like a madman. He's pushing it to the limit. So Neil is getting up early. He's boxing. For those of you who know, boxing is a sport. And grinding. Maybe he's going to the gym after. He's running a little bit after boxing. He's writing in the morning, getting his thoughts down on paper, exercising in general. He's pushing it to the limit. So when you have somebody going up who's determined or who's motivated, similar to pedal to the metal, they're pushing it to the limit of their physical and mental capacity. So when somebody's pushing it to limit, they're also giving it their best, physically and mentally. Number 4, for it. You'll hear this in movies too. For it is often about, also kind of accelerating, driving faster, getting the car in gear, right? Getting it ready to go. And once the light turned green, in this example once the light turned green, the F1 race car driver floored it and left the competition in the dust. So he blew past his competition. He went into first place. There's a movie recently out as I record this called F1. Maybe some of you have seen this. When that light turns green at the start line, or when they're going on another lap, the F1 race car driver is going to floor the gas. He's going to floor the acceleration. He's going to get the engine going as hot as it can, and hopefully lead the competition in the dust. And we say in the dust, way behind his competitors. So he's going to leave his competitors behind. So for it, very similar to these other ones. And lastly, another one, kick it into high gear. With the Q4 deadline approaching, the entire finance department kicked it into high gear to finish the project on time. Probably they wanted to spend the money down on the project as well. But when you have a deadline, whether it's for work or school or you're getting ready for a competition, you got to kick it into high gear. You got to excel. You got to get the work done. You got to push yourself to the limit. And I just used another one. But kick it into high gear is like when you're driving a car, you got to shift gear sometimes, right? So when you shift into high gear, maybe you got to go up a mountain or down, let's say down a hill or something like that. You got to kick it into a high gear, right? So similar how you move a car into shift gears, I should say. When you want to shift gears on a car, I'm using another metaphor, you're kicking it in the high gear. Same as you would for a car, you're also kicking yourself in the high gear by meeting a deadline, finishing a project, doing your homework, meeting a goal in sports or in a competition. So when you kick it in a high gear, it's similar to pedal to the metal. You're giving it your all. You're pushing yourself. You're doing your best. You're giving all your effort, and you're pushing yourself physically and mentally. So these are all great idioms. I could definitely spend another 10, 15 minutes on each, but they're all pretty similar to pedal to the metal. So these 5 can complement your vocabulary with regards to pedal to the metal. So make sure you use them as well. Don't just use pedal to the metal in your writing or in conversation. Make sure to use some of these other great idioms in English. So thanks so much for watching. I really enjoyed doing this video, our 30th Idiom of the Week video in our English expression series. Check out our other great YouTube videos on our channel, from analyzing the English language to fixing different errors, grammar or otherwise, in our Spot That English Error video series. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, please, and hit the subscribe button too to follow us here on our YouTube channel. I do appreciate it. If you have any questions or would like to follow our official newsletter for English from A to Z updates, please go to our website, www.englishfromat2z.com/newsletter. Thanks so much again for watching, folks, and I'll see you all again soon for another Idiom of the Week video. Take care now. Bye-bye.